Hello, I'd like to ask you a question. What would it be like if the first conversation you heard every morning fired you up like a rocket and sent you out into the world, focused and motivated on your highest priorities and the things that are most important to you? What would your life look like? I want to tell you a story. This is a story about a kid. This kid, when he was 3 years old, was sent to live in a foster home. His mom couldn't take care of him, his dad abandoned her. You know, it's an old story. The foster parents in this foster home were, at least one of them was a brutal alcoholic who just beat the kid senseless so badly that at one point the kid was sent home from school because he had so many bruises on his body that he was becoming a distraction to the other kids. Uh, the elementary school he attended was, by standardized testing, ranked the worst elementary school in the state of California at the time. And the neighborhood he grew up in had the highest murder rate per capita in the United States at the time he lived there. By the time he was 11, he'd become a full-blown drug addict and a petty criminal. He ran away from home when he was 13, lived in San Francisco in the bushes until he was eventually captured by the police and returned to the juvenile justice system, where he was placed in juvenile halls, jails, uh, boys' ranches, and other foster homes until he eventually graduated from high school after attending 6 separate high schools. By his late 20s, he'd become suicidal and survived 2 suicide attempts and 2 near-death experiences. For all intents and purposes, this kid should be dead, in prison, or a homeless drug addict on the street, but he's not. And the reason I know he's not is because that's my story. I am that homeless kid that found a way to make it in life. And my name is Ed Mitchell. I'm one of the founders of I1. And ultimately, I never believed back then that I could live anything like a normal life. Uh, and especially didn't believe that I would have a life, anything like the life I live today. And my life fires on all cylinders today. My health, family, business, financial independence. I have pretty much all the things that people like me dream of. And so you might ask, well, what happened? How did I get here? And it's really simple. I always wanted something better. And I had seen out in the world that there was better than what I had. And so I started working on me because I knew that I was my biggest problem. So I started going to motivational seminars and I started reading books. And as a matter of fact, I've read a book a week for the last 20 years and sometimes 2 or 3 books a week, just to make sure that I am an expert in keeping myself consistent, fired up, inspired, and motivated. And after a few decades of fits and starts and reading and doing all these things, I actually started to see some change. But it took decades to do that. And I realized the expense that I had gone to, the amount of work that I'd put in, and I thought about all the people that suffered from similar things, even if it's something as simple as losing weight or getting good grades or being consistent at something, or being able to work long hours at something that we really love. We all suffer from the same kinds of challenges and shortcomings. But the work is a full-time job, the way it's being spoon-fed to us. So I built a tool, and I built it for myself first. And I've been using it for the last 5 years that allows me to stay highly focused on a consistent basis without a huge investment of time, energy, or money. And I'd like to pass this on to you. It's become my life mission to pass this tool on to the people that can use it, especially the people that need it the most and suffer from significant life challenges. Now, you don't need to be suffering from a significant life challenge. Maybe your challenges are things like your relationships don't work, or you don't make enough money, or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter to me. My goal is to help people have a better life. Whether you're a business person, a student, an athlete, a parent, it doesn't matter. It's my goal to make sure that you have a better life and that you enjoy your days. So you might ask, how does this tool work? What is it? The answer is pretty simple. It's really a hybrid tool. It's a combination of technology and then all of the tools that I learned through all these years of study and practice. We basically have set up a system where we can extract from you what's inspirational, not motivational, what's inspirational to you, what's in your heart, what you really love, what's really important to you. And we crystallize that for you in a powerful conversation that uses certain ways of talking, certain kinds of brain wave entrainment, and I could get real technical, but I won't. We basically take all that and combine it into a conversation that will fire you up before your mind, the monkey mind, gets a chance to start running you around like crazy, or before the world grabs a hold of you and starts telling you what to do. I love what Will Smith says. How can you win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind? And our minds are what hold us back. There's nothing more. I've discovered that for myself and for others over and over. So I just want to make sure that you understand that all you have to do consistently is to listen to this recording and track your results. This tool is designed to modify your thinking and to change the physical neural networks in your brain by creating imagery in your mind that allows you to not wonder if you're going to be successful. Because that's one of the biggest pieces of friction that most people face, is they wonder if all this energy they're putting into anything is ever going to pay off. Well, the most successful people always have an image in their mind of what their success looks like. And the funny thing about the human mind is it can't really tell the difference between the past, the future, and the present. So as soon as we instill that image in the brain just assumes that that's who we are and that we're already successful, and we begin to behave that way. That's what this tool is designed to do. So I just want you to know that I use these tools to take myself to places that I could have never gone without them. Now it's my life's mission to provide these tools to people that need them the most. So my suggestion to you is that if you have challenges that you're having trouble overcoming, let us help. It's just that easy. The worst thing that can happen is that you decide what's important to you. That's the worst thing that can happen. We'd love to be able to say that we helped your life be better. That's what I and the I1 team are all about. So just do it. What have you got to lose except a bunch of bad habits and an unfulfilled life? Thanks for listening. I hope you take your shot, and best of luck.